Hey, welcome back to You're Doing Good Cowboys, also known as YDG Cowboys. Guys, this game was very upsetting. Very upsetting. Highly disappointed. There's a lot of things we can talk about in this game that's very unsettling about our football team. One, our head coach brought in Matt Eberflus, which is one of the worst defenses I've ever witnessed on a Sunday. How on God's green earth that you can play zone defense and when it's third and 5 at our own 40, the Giants are driving the ball or moving the ball, you have a corner to play 7 yards off. How does that happen? Not only that, the Giants, who I don't know on the offensive line, doesn't have not one Pro Bowler on that offensive line. Not one. And I think the only first round rookie that they got was out. Or I won't say rookie. I think it's the second or third year. We were able to not get no pressure in this whole game. Not none. I mean, I'm not going to say no pressure. But if you looked at that game, Russell Wilson had all day. And Donovan Wilson, he just can't cover. How many times did we have to go through this? So the Giants scored about 37 points on us on an offensive line that some would say they got from off the street. The only offensive player that they have is Malik Neighbors. And they have a decent running back. But Russell Wilson had over 400 and some yards. How does that happen? Only thing that Russell Wilson can do is throw the deep ball. We know this going into the game. We played zone, 2 deep safeties. We had Kyrie Elam. He's not it for us. He's not. How can we play 10 to 12 yards off on their wide receivers and still get blown past. And they still burn us on the deep ball. How does that happen? And we saw the deep ball coming. So this is crazy. So as the Giants were driving, right? We had 55 seconds left to go. We had just scored. We knew that Russell had to throw the deep ball. I knew it. Us as fans knew it. My mom knew it. Everybody in the world knew it. And he still makes a completion. $50, 60-yard bomb? So we need safeties. Our corners are, Diggs is out there trying to play, but he's recovering. So Neighbors was tearing him up. Diggs was getting killed. Now Neighbors is first team all pro. I'm not going to take that from the Giants. But we had no answer for him. We have no safeties that can cover. We have them on the bench that can cover. And this is where I'm alluding to with Eberflus. You got Wanye Thomas sitting on the bench. But you got Hooker, which is okay in coverage, and Donovan Wilson can't cover nobody. He's only a safety, a box safety. That's all he is. And it showed. We didn't do no adjustments on defense. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Eberflus, it was so bad. Eberflus need to be fired. And I don't want nobody to lose their job. I ain't that type of person. But if you're paying this guy millions of dollars, he can't call any more defensive calls for the rest of the season. He just can't. He needs to be demoted to a linebacker coach. He's good at that. But I blame Brian Schottenheimer. Even though Dak played well. The offense was okay. Jake Ferguson still dropped balls. CeeDee Lamb had 1 or 2 drops. They got Pickens involved more. They got Turpin involved more. You know? And Javonte Williams, if it weren't for him, we wouldn't have no back. But let's go back to the defense. I blame Brian, our coach. Because mentally, we won the game, but mentally we lost. Do you actually think with the defense we have right now that we can play against high-powered offenses? We would have to score each time. George Pickens, you would have to get way more involved. Turpin, you would have to get way more involved. And CeeDee Lamb has to have an excellent game. Our offense almost has to be perfect for us to win. But again, going back to Brian Schottenheimer. And I got this new chain on, guys. It's not real. But I wore it, and I'm glad I did, because it brought us luck. But I'm blaming Brian. Because at some point during the game, when we couldn't stop a nosebleed, you have to walk down the line and look at your defensive coordinator in the eye and say, "Hey man, did you take a gummy? Are you smoking? Is there something going on with you? Why on God's green earth are we not sending a blitzer for Russell? Why are we not blitzing him? We can't create no pressure. We don't have no edge rusher out there. Donovan Ezerako, you talking about replacing Micah? Dante Fowler? Garbage. How does our interior create more pressure than our edges? With Odigizua and Clark, how does that work? And Nealon. But guess what Jerry did? Breaking news. If y'all don't know, no, I'm not going to say right now. I'm going to use that for another segment. We still on this defense right now. Our edges in this game was obsolete. Russell Wilson, who looked horrendous against the Washington football team, put up over 400 and some yards against our Cowboys defense. And we expect to do what this year? Kyrie Elam looks like he lost his confidence. Donovan Wilson looks like he's lost his confidence. Trevon Diggs and Hooker was over there going back and forth like whose assignment missed what. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead with the breaking news. Jerry was so pissed off, he went out and got Clowney. He went out and went ahead and signed Clowney. Yeah, we got Clowney now. That's how bad our edge is. That should tell you something. During the game, we made a deal with Clowney. That's terrible. Eberflus need to be stripped of his duties. No more defensive. He should not be able to call any more defensive plays. Only linebacker plays. And I blame you, Brian Schottenheimer, because you should have stopped the bleeding well on during the game. I mean, we don't even know how. Do we even know how to blitz? Do we know how to spy? That was one of the, even with Dan Quinn, Mike Zimmer, I've never seen a bad display of defense from a team with no offensive line since I've been a fan. That was god awful. And Brian Schottenheimer, I blame you. You brought him in. Now, our run game, I like. Offense, if it weren't for them, we'd be 0-2. But our defense, I could have made better calls. Sitting at the house, making a phone call from the house. Without even having to scheme up for the team. Anybody could have made more adjustments than Eberflus. It don't matter how much money Donovan Wilson's making. You can't preach. You only gonna play. Only the best will play. That's null and void now, Brian Schottenheimer. You can't preach that anymore. Because what you had on the field as a defense was garbage in the back end. You should have brought Zion Childress off the bench. You made him active for the game. You should have brought him out. You had Reddy playing. He played well. But Wanye Thomas should have definitely been playing. Guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Let's continue to build this channel. Keep your doing good coming along. I'm growing it. It's going to become a business. And I appreciate you guys watching. But guys, if we don't get if our defense, if we don't get some type of safety or corner help, at least safety help or edge help, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Because ain't no way Russell Wilson's supposed to put up almost 500 yards on our Cowboy defense. That's crazy. But guys, make sure you, again, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Make sure you continue to grow. YDG Nation, stand up. You're doing good, Nation. Stand up. Cowboy Nation, stand up. And let's keep it going, guys. Talk to you soon. Peace.